Hello everybody, welcome to Transfermarkt TV International. I hope that we reach you all in good health and well in times of the spreading coronavirus. If not, we all in our Hamburg headquarters are wishing you a speedy recovery. Get well soon. Not too much football these days due to the coronavirus, but there was an interesting record that happened in our category Players to Watch. We take a look at it and we see Keisuke Honda. It almost looked like that he was going to retire from football, but after 4 months he signed with Dutch side Vitesse Arnhem and afterwards in January with Brazilian Serie A club Botafogo. Now the 33-year-old offensive midfielder from Japan not only has a new team, but a new record in the world of professional football, becoming the first player ever to score in professional leagues on 5 different continents, as we see here on our 2 charts. His 1-0 penalty kick in a 1-1 draw against Bangu in the Campeonato Carioca, the Brazilian state championship of Rio de Janeiro, was his first goal for Botafogo in a competitive game in South America. The 98-time Japanese international started his career, as you can see on the left, in the J-League for Nagoya Grampus in 2005. He scored 13 goals in 105 games in this Asian league. Afterwards, he was transferred to Europe, starting his most productive stage as a professional at his first stop VVV Venlo in 2008, where he scored 26 goals in 2 years, before attracting Russian champion CSKA Moscow's interest. Until January 2014, Honda recorded 2 Russian championships and 28 goals in 127 games. Next stop, AC Milan in Italy. 92 games with 11 goals for the Rossoneri in 3.5 years. And in 2017, it marked the 3rd continent in the career of the often flamboyant midfielder. He signed with Mexican side CF Pachuca for 1 season and scored 13 goals on the North American continent. In 2018, he continued his quest in Australia. In 1 season with Melbourne Victory, he amassed 8 strikes into opponents' goals, thus making a check mark behind his 4th continent. The 1-0 against Bangu for his latest stop, Botafogo, last weekend now almost completes his quest. Honda will only need 1 more club in Africa to have scored on every continent in the world besides Antarctica. But probably Honda will skip Africa since he has already scored on this continent as well. During the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, the former Japanese captain scored 2 goals against Denmark and here against Cameroon en route to Japan's round of 16 exit against Paraguay. A nice feat that Keisuke Honda has achieved. Congratulations. As I said earlier, there's not too much football played around the world, wisely so, since the coronavirus has stopped league action basically all over the world. But there is some action outside the playing fields, and Chelsea are a big topic in our category Rumour Mill, with some ideas they have to solve their goal-scoring problems. As The Athletic reports, one of them is Moussa Dembele of Olympique Lyon. The former Celtic striker accounted for 16 goals in this Ligue 1 season, number 3 in French top tier. The 23-year-old is set to be competition or cover for youngster Tammy Abraham and Frank Lampard starting 11. Dembele's market value, though, with 3 years of his contract in Lyon remaining, stands at 50 million euros, hinting at a much higher transfer fee if the Blues want to be successful. Even bigger, at 100 million euros in fees, could be Chelsea's price for Lautaro Martinez. Spanish paper Sport found out that the Blues are battling Barcelona in an attempt to signing the 22-year-old Argentine international from Inter Milan, where he's bound until 2023. Martinez scored 12 Serie A and 5 Champions League goals and has a buyout clause in his contract that can be exercised in July, standing supposedly at 100 million euros. 2 more years for Cristiano Ronaldo. As Tuttosport reports, Juventus are willing to extend the contract of CR7 until June 2024. The Italian newspaper heard that club officials are impressed with the 35-year-old Portuguese who scored an incredible 21 goals in 22 Serie A games this season. They don't expect a decline in his playing level in the near future. Therefore, Ronaldo could stay until 2024 when he will be 39 years old. Another superstar might be moving after all, as ESPN reporter Julien Laurence has it. Paris Saint-Germain now seems to be willing to agree to a transfer of Neymar in summer. PSG sporting director Leonardo is said to be for the first time open for an adequate Barcelona offer for the 28-year-old Brazilian striker. His contract in the French capital runs into 2022. His market value stands at 160 million euros, which supposedly is 10 million euros more than Neymar's expected transfer fee for a Barca return. The 102-time Brazilian international, as ESPN has it, is said to be willing to accept a cut in his paycheck from Paris's 37 million euros to a, for everybody of us, meager 24 million euros. Real Madrid, according to British newspaper The Mirror, is preparing to counter-attack a possible Neymar-Barcelona move by signing Liverpool striker Sadio Mane in summer. Africa's newly crowned Footballer of the Year is Real's top target in transfers for the summer, as the Royals are supposedly willing to pay 150 million euros for the 27-year-old Senegalese left wing, who has so far scored 14 goals in 26 Premier League matches this season. Mane is Anfield bound until June 2023. The 150 million euro transfer fee might not be enough to convince the Reds to letting go their formidable striker. In the Premier League, Chelsea are looking into possibly signing a second high-priced player apart from the already mentioned strikers. Express reports German Bundesliga side Bayer Leverkusen player Leon Bailey is a Blues signing priority in summer. The Blues intensified their interest by scouting the 22-year-old Jamaican international, as he scored coming in as a substitute during Bayer's 3-1 victory at Glasgow's Ibrox Stadium against the Rangers. Chelsea are willing to accept Leverkusen's 90 million euro price tag for the left winger, who has 3 more years left in his contract with the number 5 of the German top-tier league table, according to the newspaper. Liverpool, Manchester United and Arsenal are also said to be interested in signing Bailey. If the Blues do decide to sign Bailey from Leverkusen and pay the suggested fee of 90 million euros, the Jamaican left winger could become a new number 1 as we count down the top 5 of the highest and most expensive signings in history for the Blues. At 5, Spanish striker Fernando Torres, who came in from Liverpool for 58.5 million euros and later on won the Champions League. Christian Pulisic at 4, the US-American winger, was a winter signing in 2019 for 64 million euros from Dortmund. Another Spaniard at number 3, Alvaro Morata. Real Madrid got 66 million euros in 2017 for the now 27-year-old who never really blossomed with the Blues. Until a possible Bailey signing, the number 1 so far, Spanish goalkeeper Kepa, 18 million euros in 2018. That was the most for a goalkeeper by that time. And probably now the new number 1 in summer 2020, Leon Bailey from Bayer Leverkusen at an expected 90 million euros. A quite surprising number 1 in Chelsea's all-time top 5, since Bailey has only played 1 complete 90 minutes in all 22 competitive games all season, with 2 red cards and motivational problems apart from some minor injuries. Bailey's teammate Kai Havertz at the moment is the Bundesliga's second most valuable player, standing 53 million euros ahead of the Jamaican at 90 million euros. Leverkusen's manager Peter Bosz now told his Dutch home country newspaper Algemeen Dagblad that the 20-year-old offensive midfield jewel cannot be held at Bayer Arena for the next season. The 7-time German international Havertz is on the list of many European heavyweight clubs with a transfer fee estimated higher than 100 million euros, most likely making him the most expensive German player ever, ahead of former Schalke 04 and Manchester City Leroy Sané. Elsewhere in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich still remain frontrunners in signing US-American Ajax Amsterdam right-back Serginho Dest in summer. The 19-year-old has had a breakthrough Eredivisie season, and according to different sources, Bayern wanted to sign him in winter, with Ajax rejecting. Dest during this time attended one cup game of Bayern in the Allianz Arena, thereby heating up transfer speculations. He now admitted the visit on Ajax fan television Ajax Live, but for his own reasons. "I was there because I have family in Munich, so I thought if Bayern are interested, then I also want to find out a bit about the club. Hence, I thought it would be a good idea to check it all out. But I wasn't invited by Bayern like it was speculated." Bayern's rival Borussia Dortmund, according to French radio station RMC Sport, has already found their solution for their problems at right back. As Paris Saint-Germain player Jérôme Roten told the radio station in an interview, his teammate Thomas Meunier already signed a paper with Borussia starting in summer. The 28-year-old 40-time Belgian international can leave PSG without a transfer fee in summer as his contract runs out. Another signing was already proclaimed as fixed for Borussia Dortmund, but now rival Bayern Munich, as the Mirror in England reports, is also ready to sign 16-year-old English midfield jewel Jude Bellingham from Championship side Birmingham City. The Mirror sources also claim to have knowledge about a 16.5 million euro transfer fee that could add up to 33 million euros in bonuses that both Bayern and Dortmund have agreed to. The English under-17 international Bellingham has played in 32 games in England's second tier this season with 4 goals and 3 assists, and is also in focus of Manchester United and Chelsea. Bellingham has not decided yet where he wants to play. Also in the Premier League, Everton, if newspaper Sun is right, are interested in signing Brazilian right-back Gabriel Magalhães from French side OSC Lille. The 22-year-old has generated interest from Toffee's boss Carlo Ancelotti with good performances in the Ligue 1 so far. The transfer fee allegedly stands at 33 million euros, which seems rather high compared to his market value of 7 million euros. Also, the Sun reports about an interest of Tottenham in signing the 21-year-old goal-scoring offensive midfielder Eberechi Eze from Queen's Park Rangers. The Spurs, just as Crystal Palace and Sheffield United in weeks before, are well aware of Eze's 12 goals and 8 assists in QPR's 37 championship games this season. The Londoners are said to be willing to let go of the under-21 English international, whose contract at Loftus Road runs into 2021, if a fee at least of 22 million euros is generated. Even though the coronavirus has put a halt at almost every football league on the planet, we can't be stopped in presenting to you a Transfermarkt specialty. We have a market value for the French Ligue 1 for you. And still the world's number 1 and 2 play in the Ligue 1. Kylian Mbappé remains the most valuable player on the planet at 200 million euros. The Paris Saint-Germain striker has 18 goals with 7 assists in 20 Ligue 1 games and 10 scoring points in 7 Champions League matches. Teammate Neymar stands at 160 million euros. He went through a little injury-prone slump at the start of the season, but lately showed his value, especially scoring 2 of the 3 goals, helping PSG to go through Dortmund in the Champions League to reach the quarterfinals for the first time since the 28-year-old Brazilian striker arrived in 2017 from Barcelona. There were others who improved as we take a look at the biggest achievers in our Ligue 1 market value update percentage-wise by position. In goal, Olympique Marseille's 34-year-old Steve Mandanda, who improves 500,000 to 3 million for being once again probably the best goalkeeper in the league. The French international backup has a strong 1 goal average per game against him with 12 clean sheets this season. At centre-backs, Duje Kaleta-Ka, a 23-year-old, is a teammate of Mandanda. The Croatian international shows with strong performances why OM paid 19 million euros in transfer fees to RB Salzburg in 2018. He goes up to 25 million euros. Next to him, OSC Lille's 22-year-old Brazilian Gabriel Magalhães, who is a task with Chelsea or even Everton. A strong season so far sees him improving 7 million euros. Next up, left-back Hassan Kamara of Stade Reims, who now, after good performances for Ligue 1's surprising number 5 in the league table, stands at 6 million euros in market value. And at right-back we have a 100% increase for Fabien Quintons of FC Metz, who hasn't missed a single minute in Ligue 1 action this season after coming in last summer from Lens. Now it's 5 million for the 24-year-old defender. In central midfield, we start with Olympique Lyon's winter signing Bruno Guimaraes, who immediately just adjusted to European football. The 22-year-old received his first call for the Seleção, well-deserved, even though due to coronavirus the games were forfeited. His market value increases to a strong 35 million euros. Even higher, at 42 million euros, we evaluated one of the biggest talents in the world right now, 17-year-old Eduardo Camavinga, who is a strong regular for Stade Rennes. German side Borussia Dortmund are said to be close to signing the most valuable player under 18 for a 50 million plus euro signing fee. Real Madrid is also very much interested in him. Another exciting youngster is OSC Lille's Jonathan Icon, who is a major subject in the Premier League. The newly invited French international had a 30 million euro transfer fee offered by Olympique Lyon rejected by Lille, where he is bound to until 2023. The left winger and offensive midfielder goes up to 40 million euros, and on the right wing, Ryan Cherki, Olympique Lyon's 16-year-old sensation, now at 20 million euros in market value. He's the most valuable under 17 player in the world. Lyon will try to develop him as their new franchise player. And two central strikers and our top 11. AS Monaco's Wissam Ben Yedder, now at 50 million euros in market value, has proven to be worth every penny of his 40 million euro transfer fee that was paid to the 29-year-old's former club FC Sevilla last summer. Ben Yedder, together with Mbappé, has leading 18 goals in 26 Ligue 1 games, to go with 7 assists. And his partner in center is the third best goal scorer in France's top tier, Moussa Dembele. The 23-year-old former French under-21 international has constantly improved his market value after coming into the Ligue 1 in 2018 from Scottish champion Celtic, where he had his last evaluation at 7 million euros in market value. He now stands at 50 million euros, very well deserved so. 42 goals with 13 assists in just 88 competitive games with Lyon. That's our top 11 with players rising the most in market value by position. The squad went up by 83.5 million euros to a new total market value of 298 million euros. Not in our top 11 due to bigger achievers by position percentage-wise is our new number 1 player with the highest new value in Ligue 1. Houssem Aouar, who has been a regular candidate in our segment Rumour Mill, now stands at 55 million euros. The 21-year-old Lyon Academy-grown central midfielder improves constantly, now being a key factor in Lyon's strong midfield this season. He goes up 5 million euros. A short look at two prominent downgrades. Olympique Lyon's former Dutch international Kevin Strootman, for example. In winter, OM even tried to sell the 30-year-old defensive midfielder, who only plays a solid but not an outstanding role anymore. He goes down 2 million euros to the lowest since 2012 in his PSV Eindhoven days. Also, Spanish World Cup and two-time Euro champion Cesc Fabregas of AS Monaco sees his value declining. The 32-year-old saw a red card on opening day against Lyon. Ever since his 3-game suspensions, he struggled to become a factor for the team. Only 1,079 minutes of total playing time underline another decrease in value to 8 million euros right now. In the last section of today, we show you how the coronavirus has already affected the international world of football and not only our lives. As you can see here in our chart, an infection can happen to anybody, just like to 35% of the Valencia squad. You see a couple of players here on the left side after their visit to North Italy's Bergamo in their Champions League round of 16 match. Premier League's Chelsea youngster Callum Hudson-Odoi or Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta, both in the bigger picture in the middle. Or on the right side, many Serie A players like Juventus defender Daniele Rugani. For all of them and to anybody else infected, get well soon and all the best from us. And now, thank you all for joining us to this week's edition of Transfermarkt TV International from our headquarters in Hamburg, Germany. Stay healthy and please do follow the recommendations of your local government to stop the spreading of the coronavirus so everything can return to normal quite soon. Thanks a lot. That's it for now. Have a good one.